me, bro. You're killing me.
You're killing me, Larry.
Okay.
All
right, here, let's start. Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry for all the setup. Hey guys, welcome, Crown Community. My name is Aubrey.
My name is Aubrey.
And this is Efren. It's
And
been a hiatus. We haven't posted a video in a while, actually.
Last week was the last video I posted.
So today we are going to be doing She-Hulk Season 1, Episode 2. But before we get started, of course, I want to personally thank, we would like to personally thank our Patreon members, which is
our Crown Knights.
Jason Beltran and Invincible.
Yes, sir.
So
thank you so much.
Thank you guys for continuing to be, a patron to, our Crown Gambit Patreon.
You got lost for words.
I got lost for words.
All right, let's go ahead and.
And by the way, look, the next chain reaction, is getting uploaded. It's uploaded as we speak. I'm not gonna say which chain reaction is it because some people are asking, is it the Mandalorian? Is it the Book of Boba Fett? But that's gonna be a surprise. So that will be posted in a couple of days from now. Of course, it's gonna be posted in Patreon first for our Patreon nights.
But for our YouTubers, our viewers, you will be able to see the actual. What is it?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I am going to be posting the teaser, the trailer to the next chain reaction.
So at least you guys will see it.
You'll get a little taste, a little clip taste of, what's to come.
Which should be posted by when?
Oh, that's going to be posted in a couple of days.
In a couple of days.
I thought we were
going to put the teaser.
Well, no, the teaser's going to be posted tonight.
Tonight, we going to set the video tonight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So you guys are.
What song is that from?
I don't know the name of the song, but I know the name.
No, I heard it somewhere. What with the tune?
Tonight, we gonna let it stay tonight.
Is it Usher?
And I don't think it's Usher. Is it? I don't know. What do you
guys think? Is it Usher? I'm not sure. It sounded like Usher. It could. But anyway, and also. Yeah, for all you Game of Thrones fans out there, the House of Dragons,
dude, it is
just came out last night. We did not see episode 2 yet. Actually, we both saw episode 1. I didn't do a reaction video to that one because of work, but the House of Dragons episode 2, we are going to do the reaction on that, or I'll do a reaction to that.
But we will be doing a live
review on the House of Dragons. So these are updates of the videos. And that's it for now. More to come. We'll keep you guys updated for like the next projects and whatnot. But as for that, the chain reaction is coming soon, guys. Sorry for the long awaited, but hey,
it will be worth it. Just know that, I hope it, But just keep an eye out because at midnight or maybe who knows, maybe sooner, you're gonna be seeing the teaser. So it's going to be revealed tonight.
Maybe tonight. Yeah.
So if you guys are watching this, then you guys will know. Stay tuned because you guys won't see that.
Cool. So with that being said, with that all being covered, as far as updates, yes, let us talk about She-Hulk, episode 2, season 1, which is called
Superhuman Law.
The Superhuman Law, and there's a lot of, I guess, there's a lot of explanation as far as the title goes because. Dude, she gets fired from the firm.
Yeah.
She gets fired from the firm from her boss, Mr. Holloway, I believe, is a CEO. Yes. Is he the CEO? Is he like the president of
like the firm where she got fired from?
And she gets fired because they feel like it's a liability, and it becomes like a you don't want like clown shows in the court of law in the when
it's just too much of a liability is what they're saying.
Like what happened with that one? Who's that one villain chick that came out?
It was funny. I was calling Titana or something like that. It's Titiana. Yeah, like a Titan, but Titiana.
Kita, let's see. Go back. No, go back to the to your YouTube.
Yeah, it keeps.
Can we hear ourselves in there?
Yeah.
Very sure the volume's up.
Okay.
Can you just want to make sure? Okay. Very sure the volume's up. Okay. Sorry. Technical issues right now.
Yes.
So this show, I think this is a very important episode of the season because remember there are in the IMDb, Charlie Cox is part of the cast. I believe he might make an appearance.
He will be
in this season.
He's already in the IMDb as one of the cast that's supposed to be coming out. We don't know when, but now having to watch the second episode, we can kind of already get an idea. He will be coming out soon or shortly, maybe in the third.
Well, because you have there has to be a relevant reason as far as like why do we need Charlie Cox there? But of course, he is a lawyer, and we did see him in Spider-Man: No Way Home. And the fact that he represented Peter, like the only lawyer to represent him, but it only makes sense because, of course, he's a superpower guy,
and that's what we were talking about earlier.
And he can tell, like Matt Murdock can tell who's innocent and who's not. Just by because he has super hearing abilities, he can hear
the heartbeat, so he can know when somebody's genuine or when
someone's guilty. That's how he can tell. So he only represents people who are innocent. It just doesn't represent everybody. So at one point, I mean, even in the older film with Ben Affleck portraying, and remember, Jon Favreau was Ben Affleck's Daredevil's Foggy. Is it Foggy? Foggy, right? Mm-hmm. Foggy, right? Jon Favreau was in Daredevil, the first Daredevil film, which is in no connection to the MCU, and yeah, it was nice to see him there as well. Mm-hmm. But like I said, even in that film, Kingpin was like, "Hey, we need some lawyers too, So I heard you guys are pretty good lawyers. I'm gonna need guys like you." And he's like, "Yeah, we only represent people who are innocent and not corrupt." It's like nobody is innocent. Nobody. You remember that movie?
Nobody.
The old one. Yeah, with Ben Affleck. So I'm excited to see Matt Murdock. Mm-hmm. Obviously, since he represents innocent people or heroes or innocent people, then I don't know. Is he gonna have somehow team up with She-Hulk?
And that's what we were talking about. Either that, or I was thinking like maybe there might be like a case that maybe She-Hulk might be representing and Matt Murdock is going to be.
Now She-Hulk is going to be representing only the superhero division, so that's.
But we're not
that's what she's going to be practicing.
But we're not too exactly sure because Abomination wasn't a superhero.
He's not a superhero, but like I guess somebody with superhuman powers.
Exactly. So does that mean that could be also a bad guy that's trying to like the Kingpin?
Blonsky was serving the country at one point.
Yeah, he made a perfect dude. The way that he put it together was just like a good way to attract her to represent him.
Well, yeah.
And he had a lot of good points.
He had a lot of good points because, like, oh, well, wait a minute. Like, why am I in jail? Why am I in prison? Why am I in the maximum, facility, prison, and your cousin's not, when your cousin's been destroying buildings for the past 10 years?
Mm-hmm. And I've just been doing what the government
even when he's under the influence or not. He when he's Hulk, he goes rampage and he destroys a lot of property. How am I the bad guy? Yeah. And remember, it's your government. It's your government that told me to do it.
Yeah, and it's the government that pumped them all that.
Yeah, they
said, actually, the government did. But see, that's the thing. The government didn't really do that. I mean, they did. They gave him only a little bit.
Well, General Thunderbolt was like, but he had this kind of like power trip thing, like just jealousy over Bruce Banner. Like he didn't even like Bruce Banner. It was like a personal thing, but he used his authority and his power. To do that, like, you know what I mean? So it wasn't personal. It was more like, it was personal, like the fact that he was also dating his daughter, mm-hmm. and that kind of became more reasons for him to create this super soldier and create the second Hulk, which is Abomination. So
yeah,
but he makes a lot of good points. You know what I mean?
I really do. Just the fact that he had put it together, it was just good. Like I told him, the first episode, to me, the ending was just a flop. But
the first episode?
Yeah, the first episode. But this one?
I think
it surpassed my expectations.
Yeah.
I was hoping like, dude, I hope it doesn't end like just the same way it ended in the first episode. But no, the way it ended was just like, damn, I want more.
Well, need be say, the first episode is actually somewhat a little bit longer than the second episode.
Yes, but the second episode was, to me, it was more of an eye grabber. More like it literally drew me into the screen.
But what part drew you in the most?
The fact that the first part that really got me,
because remember, really there's not that much action in this one.
I know there's not, but the story behind it was still great. The fact that they still had that connection between Bruce Banner and Jennifer when they were talking, it was just like, dude,
Wait, are you talking the first one or the second one?
Even in the second episode, because in the second episode, I mean, the first episode was good when they were doing the training.
I really like that training concept though, because and the chemistry between them too, because they are family. And they talk to each other like they're brothers and sisters.
But the second episode was still great because, like, when they were talking about should I represent, Abomination, should I really take on the case?
He tried to kill my cousin.
Yeah, he tried to kill my cousin and everything, but you see Bruce Banner's like, no, go ahead, represent him. I mean, look, he feels sorry. He even wrote me a letter.
It's been over 10 years.
It's
we're
nothing
cool,
personal.
man.
We're
cool
good.
now. I'm Smart Hulk now. I'm not raging. I'm not raging Hulk. I'm Smart Hulk. So.
and then he ends up being in freaking space, which is freaking hilarious at the end when he ends up clicking.
You know what's crazy about this and the irony of that one scene alone? First of all, I did want to see Bruce meet Blonsky again after all these years, but remember, it was portrayed by two different actors.
Yeah.
So the I guess the acting and the persona from both actors are completely different from each other, because Edward Norton, he gave it a different take. He gave the Hulk a different take on the Incredible Hulk, and then in this one, our new Hulk, which is Mark Ruffalo, he's more like a comedic, nicer type of Hulk. So it's still two different Hulks. I mean, as much as it's the same Hulk in the same universe, just portrayed by two different actors, I still feel there's still two different Hulks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying there's two different Hulks. I'm just saying, I know it's the same Bruce Banner.
It's a different Hulk because there's only one Abomination.
No, I know, but it's a different take. It's a different take of the Hulk because of the actors. But I wanted to see Emil Blonsky actually talk with Bruce in one of the scenes, but it's cool. This is not really about.
But would it be cool if he talked to the first,
like a scene together, together,
That'd be cool. But it was still good. I mean, the ending was just incredible. The way they just left the cliffhanger with him just taking off. Which, by the way, that's what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. This takes place. The timeline is literally taking place. Between Shang-Chi and
the third episode.
Dude, this is really cool.
It's the second episode. Maybe because of the end of the second episode.
It says
they say that the Abomination broke out loose. We don't know that for sure. I have a feeling Wong teleported into his cell and they
took him.
Hey, I'm gonna need your help on some things. But first we gotta go to a fight club and make some money.
Make some money
real quick. So let's do that real quick.
Which makes sense because
a superhero fight club.
That super prison, that prison, like, dude, there's high tech.
There's no way you can go through.
Yeah,
you need magic.
Dude,
you need magic to.
That was just crazy. The high tech, the technology that they placed in that. Prison.
It's a maximized prison.
It is. It really shows how much of a maximized prison it is to hold these super villains.
I mean, if you have a prison that can hold Abomination, I'm sure you can hold pretty much anybody.
Exactly.
So you would need like magic or some teleportation or some, someone who can
face like alien technology to be able to, because
face through the walls or something. But yeah, I'm sure they've already thought of that. If what other villains or superhumans can go through this maximum prison. But yeah, so. We didn't see too much of the prison itself as far as like the exterior. We saw just like a room or a hall. So I don't know how much defense and security this prison has, but still, for them to hold Abomination, I'm sure they've done their homework.
Yeah. Definitely.
But so as far as that goes, what else was there? I mean, like even in the beginning, I like the fact that even during the family meeting, his dad was like, there's little jokes here and there that references like some of the other heroes.
Oh yeah, Hawkeye.
And his dad was like, hey.
Does he pick up all his arrows after, or like?
Or does he just leave it there? And I like little things like his paralegal was asking like, does his paralegal Jennifer and her paralegal were talking to each other, and she's like, her paralegal's like, hey, you should join the Avengers, you should be Avenger, and she's like, well, does the Avengers have healthcare?
Yeah.
And you know what? And I thought about that, like, does the Avengers have healthcare? And who's paying for all this? At first, I'm like, okay, Tony Stark pays for everything, right?
Yeah.
But since he's no longer in the picture,
But that's still like a government funding.
Government funding, like a GI
Like a
Bill or something. Like,
yeah.
you know, I think the Avengers are getting paid by our taxes.
Because remember, the Falcon. When he became the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they were talking about that too.
Yeah, they were talking about that, but I think the funding closed down when he got blipped. Mm-hmm. When he disappeared for 6 years, I believe something happened with the funding to where if you haven't been here for like over 3 years or so, then we're just going to cut off your funding because you haven't been an Avenger for 6 years.
Yeah, her paralegal's name is Nikki Ramos.
Oh, Nikki Ramos, right. I also like.
She was funny.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her dynamic.
Like, look at these freaking windows. They're so awesome. The views. She was so excited, man.
She's
that
finally,
was so
dude.
Cool.
We don't have to suffocate with these closed walls. We actually get to see the outside, and they're in the they're in a high rise. So like in the 12th floor or something, or the 24th floor. So they get to see the city. You know, they get to see the view of the city. So I really like how
the gift basket was hilarious too.
Oh, the gift basket
with the little sign where to poop. That was
he was who was he, like the director?
I forgot.
He he works for the division as well.
He's like,
I'm your coworker. I'm coworker. So just letting you know.
Here's a gift basket. And also here's the
big
direction.
fan, by the way. I like all the haters in the office, like all the female haters, like just because she's a superhero, like she gets promoted that fast. Yeah. I've been working here for like 10 years already, and I'm still serving coffee.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but also the guy, like how she was saying, like, man, some of these guys will never ever feel like what I go through. You know, because, when she was walking through to the office and all those guys were having like a meeting, they were having a good time. Yeah, board meeting, having a good time. He's like, man, I'll never get to experience anything like that because I'm a superhero.
Yeah, that could be one reason why they did that. But, I mean, sometimes Disney be putting these little subliminal messages that kind of reflects with today's society in a way. I don't want to get too much into that, but anyway. But, yeah, it could be that. But, look, she got lucky. Look, she's been looking for a job for a while. I don't know how many weeks she's been looking for a job, but every firm that she applied to rejected her because of who she is, and they found out that she's superhuman. Oh shoot, like, is this gonna happen all the time in court when she's like running a case?
Yeah, because
or representing somebody.
Yeah, because they kind of, with the case on the first episode, they basically ruled it against the defense, right, on the accuser, right?
I think so. I don't know.
I think
that's
how it was.
Yet.
If I don't quite remember, but I think they kind of like she lost the case.
She lost that case.
Yeah,
I thought she won that case. Weren't they celebrating?
Not necessarily won the case. I think it was like I don't know what exactly it was, but
yeah.
I don't know. If you guys know, let us know in the comment section.
Also, below. I wanted to point out little Easter eggs here. I didn't catch. I'm sure there's a lot of Easter eggs for like all the hardcore readers out there, comic readers. But there's one that I noticed that was mentioned that I did not mention, not notice in the first Incredible Hulk film. Not the first, but the first one of the MCU, which is Incredible Hulk, portrayed by Edward Norton. I did notice that the fight between the Abomination and the Hulk was in Harlem.
Oh yeah.
And you know who lives in Harlem?
Yeah, Luke Cage.
Luke Cage is the superhero of Harlem. So I was like, I wonder where Luke Cage was.
He was in prison at that time.
He was in prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Luke Cage was in prison while
at the Fight Club. Bah, bah, bah. That's what made him.
Yeah.
When they were using him.
Yeah, so that's like the timeline. So let's just say all the Netflix heroes are now shoehorned into the MCU.
That'd be sick, dude. They bring in all the characters back.
Because I think Charlie Cox, who is the Daredevil, is the first shoehorned in character
to be thrown in there. Yes.
Throw into the MCU, because now we know for sure. Because you gotta think about it, like the Netflix heroes were part of the MCU at one point, and little by little has something to do with like Netflix and the rights and with Disney. Little by little, they excluded the Netflix heroes from being included to the MCU. And now we get them back again because Disney's like, okay, bring him back in again.
Well, I hope they buy out every character. I hope it's not just we're gonna buy Charlie Cox and then like it might take time to bring out the other ones. But I do hope we do get Jessica Jones. We get Luke Cage. Dude, my biggest one would be the Punisher.
I want the Punisher
really
so
want
bad.
that to be so bad.
You know, there's also there's something that you did miss in the first review that you did last week. There was mention of when Bruce was like in his lab looking at the computers. I think there was mention of like Canada, something about Canada. I don't know if it was Canada, but he had something in his computer screen, and that has something to do with Wolverine.
Wolverine in Canada, wasn't there?
Because like Wolverine's Canadian.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Just remember, in the comic books, the first appearance of Wolverine in the comic books is Hulk versus Wolverine. That's the first appearance.
That'd be sick.
So there's a possibility that Wolverine might be technically the first mutant to be introduced into the MCU right now is Ms. Marvel. Everyone hasn't seen it yet, but I already spoiled it for him because at the end of Ms. Marvel, there's already mention of the X genes. So Ms. Marvel's a mutant.
Well, honestly, I feel like just when they did the whole Wanda, not the Scarlet Witch, what was that film? The Multiverse of Madness.
Doctor Strange.
Yes. Too. Dude, with Doctor Strange, I feel like when they introduced Charles Xavier was literally like a sign that...
But that's another universe, though.
It is, but you know what? They can still bring that back. And that could be an excuse to bring back all of the X-Men. Because they're going to start talking about the mutants.
I know what you're trying to say, but
I feel like they're flourishing. Here's
the theory. Here's the theory with the mutants, okay? So that Charles Xavier in the Multiverse of Madness is dead.
Yes.
In that universe.
Yeah, with the Illuminati, that group, that's a whole different
that's a different universe. This is the 616. 616 is the MCU, which is, what we're watching right now. This is the 616. That universe, he's dead. There is still a Charles Xavier alive in the 616 MCU.
Exactly.
So this is the thing.
That could be a possibility.
Here's the theory. Here's the theory. Like, people are wondering, okay, look, why does nobody mention about the mutants in the past, right? Why are they not mentioned? So here's the theory. The theory is that Charles Xavier mind wiped all the regular people who are non-mutants to forget about the mutants. Because he can do that. He can use Cerebro and make people forget about the mutants. That's the theory. So they can play with that and see what they can do with that. But so far, the only person right now mentioned to be a mutant is Ms. Marvel. Yeah, because she's in the MCU. She has the X genes.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like, a lot of the mutants were also living under like the subways. There was like little cities.
Those are Morlocks.
The Morlocks. So you got Morlocks. Technically, the Morlocks were some of the original mutants that just never came out. They just had to live.
Well, not all mutants live.
Not all of them, but there a lot of them.
Those are like the
moved there just so that way they don't have to be judged by humans or be attacked.
There's a lot of mutants like living regular life, working regular jobs. They're just not using their powers. There is also a possibility that Xavier did some sort of a control mind wipe to somehow use Cerebro and like psychopathically channel through all the mutants and tell them not to use their powers, like mentally, because remember, Xavier has the most powerful mind in the world, that he can actually tell people what to do with his mind.
Well, I do hope they also bring the Inhumans, because the Inhumans explains a lot about like the first original mutants because of how they used the Terrigenesis and all of those. That was basically what turned them into mutants. Right. Like that'd be cool there, because remember in was it with the Illuminati they bring was it Black Bolt or what's his name?
Black Bolt, who
was an Inhuman. He
played
was
by the same actor, by the way.
Yeah, which is freaking awesome.
Played by the same actor.
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
And it's just really cool that they actually were able to bring back the same character, the same actor, and use them in the Illuminati to a different world. But I do hope that they can bring it into this universe and kind of start explaining a little bit more of the mutants.
So I haven't
native mutants basically.
I haven't seen
Inhumans.
The Inhumans. I saw
That's
maybe
really cool.
half of episode 1. I didn't get to finish it. I want wonder, is it connected? Is it part of the MCU or is
Even
it?
it's not, but just the fact that they're already starting to bring back the same actor, it could actually be that, you know what, we're gonna do our own series of Inhumans, like basically another
So if
series
they're
of it, and
gonna
do it in MCU because
wait a minute, so you're saying if they let's say
remember
if
in
they started a new series, well,
like a
what happens to the other series, the first series of the
that could
new
just be that could just be a different series from like a different production that
it's,
wasn't in,
you mean Elseworld?
like an Elseworld, exactly, and they can include that into a different universe, and then have its own universe into this universe, and bring that
That's a
back. That's a
possibility.
possibility, and I hope they do that because
I just think
in humans they traveled from a different planet down here because they needed to. Because they were already being exposed, and so then that would make a lot more sense on how a lot of mutants came into Earth, you know, and it just wasn't
okay, look,
surprised.
but here's the thing though. Here's my issue with that. I just hope they don't use the multiverse to grab mutants from a different universe into the MCU.
Well, they don't need to.
I want them. I want the mutants to already exist in this universe.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
I'm
Like it could
not.
just be. It's like how you said.
I don't want to merge of like the multiverse because that they did something like that with the DC, the Arrowverse where they merged all the worlds together, and to me that was like, okay, this is getting way too much. Like,
But
it's
see, they
getting,
don't need to because it's like how you said. If Charles Xavier were to use his mind or cerebros to kind of mind wipe every human there and all
he
the
basically
new.
Men in Black them.
Exactly. So if that's a possibility, then that can be a possibility of that storyline being brought into it, and just they can just say that Xavier, you know, did all of that to so that way the Inhumans are or not the but the Inhumans and also the mutants can live at peace without worrying and watching their back.
No, there's always gonna be prejudice. Like, there's always gonna be someone out there
Because
who's gonna be like,
also,
who's gonna judge you because you're different. I mean, the way Disney is gonna go
of
about it, dude,
course,
they're gonna try to use this as like something that's like similar in reflection to society today. What's going on with society. So they're gonna use mutants as like a different type of people that's gonna be hated amongst regular people.
yeah,
So, which makes him a very, very interesting character because of that.
but I do hope they do bring them back because they could be. They don't necessarily have to use a different universe to bring back.
I
It
don't
can
want
already
that.
exist. It
Yeah,
can
I
already
don't. I really,
exist and
yeah,
have
I don't
its
want
own
that.
story behind it. You
Yeah,
know,
I
and
mean,
just
with
an
Spider Man,
explanation.
they already did that. I love Spider Man No Way Home, but it's like, we have a Sinister Six, but then it's like from different worlds and stuff. But that's fine. I mean, I still love that movie so much. But so yeah, going back to She Hulk, I think that's as much as we can cover. It was a very, very short episode. It's like about 20 minutes,
Yeah, 22.
22 minutes.
Plus the little cut scene at the
Little
end
cutscene at the
with they're
end.
helping out the
Yeah,
family.
little comic relief here and there. These kind of feel like one shots in a way, like Marvel one shots because it's
Yeah,
of
because
the
use a lot of
shortness.
CGI just to make
No,
up.
no, one shots as in like those short little stories that Marvel always has. But I still like it. I mean, it's not bad. I think this episode was very important because yeah, other than Daredevil, Matt Murdock, he never really represented a superhero before, except for Spider Man, which is
It's
the
true.
first superhero. I think he represented. Did he represent? He never represented Luke Cage, right, on anything.
No,
No,
Luke Cage
he
didn't
just
need
teamed
to.
up with them. Okay, so he never had to represent Jessica Jones, did he?
Not Jessica Jones or the Iron Fist.
Okay, so he never did anything like that, but Peter Parker was the first one. So I like the fact that okay, cool, we have lawyers, superhero lawyers doing a little
Who was that one
superhero
lawyer, the
division.
hooligan? What was her name? That lawyer or the attorney?
Who?
The one just from Jessica Jones. She comes out in like the Defenders. Um,
Who? Hammer?
no,
Oh, the one chick who played Felicity, Trinity in what do you call this in Matrix? Trinity girl.
damn it, what is it?
But anyways, guys, so that's pretty much all I can talk about. That's as far as like the firm, Blonsky. At first, I thought like Wong was gonna be the parole officer, but in this case, I think Wong kidnapped.
Yeah,
kidnapped.
Jerry Hogarth. There you go, Jerry Hogarth. I have a feeling if
Hogarth is Trinity from the Matrix.
yes,
That's what I just said. The Trinity chick from Matrix.
So yeah, but Jerry Hogarth, she's also a really good lawyer. I wouldn't be surprised.
Jaren
Or
Hogarth.
Jaren, I wouldn't be surprised if she actually comes out. You know, like in one of the episodes.
I mean, we'll see.
As an attorney who defends, because she doesn't care who she defends. She'll defend a criminal, as long as the money's there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come out this season and decide to make a second season. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out as one of the attorneys for one of the criminals.
Why not, dude? I mean,
that would be cool to add her in there.
Let's. This is one of the weaknesses of Moon Knight. Moon Knight, as much as I enjoyed the series and the season one of Moon Knight, there were some parts that felt missing. Like, okay, why aren't they mentioning like certain things that make this connected to MCU? Is this connected to MCU? Like, there were no name drops of any other heroes or references of any characters from the MCU. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, maybe that's one thing that kind of. Mm-hmm. So, as far as that goes, I like the show. I mean, this show's not too bad. The first one was a bit underwhelming, I guess. Based on my expectations, but I think this episode was important.
Yes, I think this episode definitely surpassed my
I wouldn't say the best episode.
Well, compared to the first episode, yes, I think the second episode was.
I'm not saying that this season superhero series is like the best of any series.
No, I know that, but compared from the first episode, in my opinion, the second episode is what got me back into really wanting to continue watching. Because the first episode, towards the end, it just kind of was like, this kind of was, cut me out. I was like, this kind of, it was going good, and all of a sudden, it just blew up. But next thing you know, now it's second episode, it's just going up, man. Now I'm excited to get on to the third one.
And Chad, since you're the manager of Best Buy,
can we get a hookup?
50% off,
dude. Come on, Chad.
Some cameras. And microphones and some drones.
Come on,
give
Chad.
me 50% off.
You just got promoted, bro.
You just got promoted,
you need
bro.
That employees discount.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, so that's that, guys. Again, tune in. I believe. Just wait for the next teaser trailer. Oh, teaser trailer. The trailer of the next chain reaction. We will be. Well, actually, I don't know if it's going to be but Efren is going to be continuing with the live reviews on the She-Hulk series. Let's see what happens. I'm interested, and I am interested and curious as to what's going to happen within this season.
Yeah, me too. Now
I want to see how far they're gonna go with this. As far as I really want to see Matt. If I see Matt Murdock, I'm gonna go crazy. If I see Kingpin,
oh my god!
If I see her meet Kingpin,
that would be.
I'll be going nuts.
That would be sick. But supposedly Kingpin.
Well, Hawkeye already met Kingpin in Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but if I see Kingpin again, that'd be crazy.
Dude, Kingpin comes out everywhere, dude. That's like.
Or if I see, what if she represents Punisher or something?
Dude.
But he's not really a superhuman hero, but.
No, but he's still like a kick badass.
He's a vigilante, so yeah, she can represent
he's like the Batman.
He can represent.
No superpower. He can kill motherfuckers.
Okay, so it's a superhero division. Not just Is it superhuman or a superhero?
It's the superhuman division.
Is it superhuman? So
because the episode is called Superhuman Law.
Okay.
So that can represent any superhuman. It can literally be a bad guy or it could be a good guy.
No, but it has to be a superhuman, meaning the Punisher is not superhuman, so he could just be represented by Charlie Cox again. But I would love to see.
Because they have a connection between Charlie Cox and the Punisher.
I would like to see John Berthal just reprise his role as a Punisher again.
Oh my god! I hope they do. That's what everybody's hoping.
Here's another thing though. Before we close this off, also this is the first MCU with. MCU character who's breaking the fourth wall, she's talking to the audience.
Oh yeah, that's
just
true.
Deadpool does.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, if Deadpool comes out, somehow crashes into the MCU, is he gonna do
the fourth wall? Wall with that'd be cool.
Breaking the fourth wall with Jennifer, and Jennifer's because you notice nobody notices Jennifer talking to us. because she's breaking the fourth wall. Nobody notices that because I guess in her mental mind she's talking to us, but she's really, she's breaking the fourth wall basically. She believes that she's the narrator of her story.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, man, good stuff.
This was a good episode. I can't wait for the third episode, which comes out on Thursday. So yeah, be sure to look out for that. Make sure to look out for the teaser that's going to be coming out for the next chain reaction. And
we got some Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness review. I know it's been out already, but still haven't posted that. And also the Thor Love and Thunder.
Yes,
review.
that definitely is something that
we've done that too. And we got a lot of reviews I haven't posted yet because of the internet issues. But hey, the internet is
back
and fully operational, as they say in Star Wars. This power station. This full operational battle station. That's what Darth Sidious said to Luke Skywalker. So yeah, guys, go ahead, like, subscribe. Go ahead, push your comments. No comments today because I'm sure you guys already watched the show. Tell us what you think about it. If it's bad or good, I don't really care. I mean, we all have our own opinions with the show, but yeah, we'd like to talk about it and hear your thoughts and what you think about this episode and what do you think they're going to be bringing to the next episode. And are we going to see Daredevil in episode 3, 4, or 5, or are we going to even see him at all in this season? Who knows? Are we going to see him at the end of the season?
That would, man.
I mean, that would suck. I mean, I would want to see him right
damn
away.
It.
It's like, dude.
Are you freaking kidding me?
We only get
to wait another season to watch him.
We only get 10 seconds of you.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Just one little episode, and just like he gets only like 5 lines.
Yeah.
And that's
like
it.
One of those. Yeah. So let's see. Charlie Cox. I don't know what else he's doing as far as like project wise in films, but because I haven't seen him too much yet, not that I know of. But
maybe he's busy filming right now, so
that we don't know. But yeah, guys. Again, thank you for our Patreons, Patreon Knights, Jason Beltran and Invincible. Thank you again. Again, I'll be posting the chain reaction to the Patreon first, and you guys will get to enjoy that for being such great patrons. That's pretty much all. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys want to get exclusive watching the episode,
it's up to you.
Early. Don't forget to sign up.
All right, cool.
Be a Patreon night.
You can find me Aubrey Freely _81. If you want to DM me, you can definitely DM me there. I have been getting some DM messages from some of you subscribers as well.
Sliding into DMs.
For some of the updates as far as like the chain reaction. So go ahead and DM me, or you can DM Efra Santos. It's up to you. Whoever you feel comfortable talking to, whoever you feel is better looking, you can go ahead and DM them first. So it's up to you. So
my DM messages are about to blow up.
Jesus.
But anyway,
wow, he's so humble. He's so humble.
I am very humble.
Right.
My people.
So yeah, man. Efren?
Yes, I just want to say, man, this was an incredible episode. This was a Superhuman episode.
It's not incredible,
but it was
no pun intended. But it
just took me back into the show.
It's not incredible, but it is an important episode. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I still enjoyed it.
At least because what made it really important about this episode is because we kind of can start navigating where the timeline is, where it's really being shot. Like, now we know Abomination got taken away.
Yeah. Now we know what happened with Abomination.
Exactly.
So we know where this is at. But also, it's just, I like the whole superhero division. I really do. Because that's something they had in the Incredibles, Pixar Incredibles, Disney's Incredibles. They had their own like superhero damage control as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it's very important to have. It makes sense. It just makes sense.
Yeah, you would need to.
Yeah. All right.
Well, this wraps up the second episode on our live review.
She-Hulk, episode 2, Superhuman Law. Superhuman Law.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoy. We'll catch you next time. Peace
Good
out.
night.